Welcome to All Things Female. I'm your host, The Fury of Abyss. Man, listen, I showed my ass this week. Embarrassing. I thought I had reached a point where I was going to be the bigger person in every situation. I was going to always be cool, calm, and collected. I was not going to get into screaming matches with my 19 and 20-year-old. That did not happen. I got into one of the dumbest, most 0 to 100 real quick arguments with my son that I've had in a long time. Let me set you up real quick. I have bipolar 2 and avoidant personality disorder. He has bipolar 1. The other one is neurodivergent. Okay. So the first argument, I don't remember where he was talking about traveling to. He's real ambitious, He has a Gemini son. So he's real ambitious. He wants to travel and stuff. And we were talking about Texas. Because in my head, my dream vacation is Vegas because there's this place out there that has vegan food and vegan pizza and these really fancy vegan drinks, and it's just so nice, and it's run by these two women, and it's some place that I want to go in my head, but I know daggone well my overly spiritually sensitive behind don't belong nowhere called Sin City. Like, girl, stop it. You know you're not going. I barely leave my house, right? And so he ended up calling me scary and get irritated with me because I was like, yeah, I wouldn't go out there. It's too hot. Everybody got guns. It's not for me. I don't want to travel in the mid states because they still got sundown towns. Now, okay, I have a mixed family. My kid's dad, my ex-husband, he is Hungarian, so my kids are mixed, and a lot of them are light. Half of them are very light, almost white. Like, they came out pale, and the other ones are like my complexion or darker. He happens to be the lighter one. I'm like, bro, I am black. I'm not going to no sundown town. Okay? I'm not doing it. So he gonna call me scary, but that's not what did it. What did it was he was like, you say you got faith in God, but your faith must be real shaky if you don't even feel safe to travel. What? How you gonna speak on my faith? I got so offended. And when he first said it, I was like, no, tread lightly, don't speak on my faith. And he doubled down on it. He was like, no, you're just scary, you just scary, you just. I was like, whoa. He's like, no, it's just how I feel. I'm saying how I feel. And I was like, how dare you? I would never speak on your faith. Why would you do that? And it's like, why you didn't take the time to find out why I don't want to travel? You don't know what premonitions I've had, what I've been through in my past, or why I don't want to. I barely leave my house. And what upset me was, I feel like, why are you attacking me? I didn't attack you. I told him, you should go do that. You should travel. I didn't discourage him. I didn't attack him. And that seems to be a really big issue in my family. If you are disagreeing with someone, you don't have to attack them because they don't agree with you. They just don't agree with you. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means they have a difference of opinion. It does not mean that you need to call me something, like narcissistic or indifferent or lacking in faith just because you want to travel when I don't. So that turned into a huge argument. And then the other kid, which was it? We got into an argument because he's like, you just want to be misunderstood. Because I was like, I think you don't feel me. And he was like, I do feel you, bro. I was like, no, but I can tell by your body language you don't feel me. Because he kept saying something about his computer breaking. And I'm real big on, don't speak on what you don't want to happen. But he don't really seem to care. I'm on some, don't you know you a conscious manifester, don't say things that you don't want to happen. And he kept saying something about his computer breaking, and I'm like, why do you keep verbalizing that? But this is a conversation we've had over and over and over again. I didn't want to address it again. So in that moment, I was just like, well, I wanted to say something to him about maybe you should stop saying that about your computer, because he kept saying it over and over again. If I keep doing this, it's just gonna break. It's gonna break. My computer's gonna break. And it's just and this is another part of why I hate being spiritual, because you can know the power of what someone is doing, and you try to alert them to it, and they blow it off, or they get mad at you for bringing it up, and then they attack you. So it's I don't win or lose either way, because whether I say something, it's a problem. If I don't say something, it's a problem. If I don't help, if something bad happens, I gotta be there to pick up the pieces. If I say something, they get mad at me for saying something, then I get attacked for saying something when all I was trying to do was help. That's why I really just sit in my room alone by myself because there's no point being around people. I either trigger them and they attack me, or they really like me and they attack me, or they get too attached and ultimately ended up attacking me. So like now I got to be labeled with an avoidant personality disorder because I just keep having this reoccurring experience with people. So I know like it's ingrained in me. Don't be around people. It being in my head is just so wild, and I just feel like people complicate things. They judge you. They're always trying to tell you to be different, always pointing out things that you've done wrong. So this is why I don't want to be around people. I'd rather just be around my animals. Hold up, y'all want to see my turtle? Come here, Birdie. He's nicer than the cat. Say hi, Birdie. This is my handsome box turtle. Yeah. Let me put him down before you pee on me because he don't like being this high. Thank you, sir. That's why I stay to myself. I get tired of people telling me what I can and cannot be. So yeah, anyway, so he was just like, I was like, I can tell you don't feel me. Because I didn't want to get into a long ass repeated diatribe about the importance of words and the strength of words. And then of course you don't want to speak into life what you don't want to happen. So I didn't want to sit there and explain something to him that he already knew. Like you shouldn't have been saying it. Like, why are you talking about your computer being broken? So I was like, nothing. It don't matter because I can just tell you don't feel me. And he was like, what do you mean I don't feel you? You think I'm stupid? And I'm like, oh my God, this is not about me. That must be an internal struggle about you. But that was the wrong thing to say. Boy, he got so mad at me. And I'm just like, forget it. I guess you just don't understand. He's like, I guess he felt like I was insulting his intelligence or something. I don't know. He's just like, what's there not to understand? I understand. You just don't understand me. You just don't want to be understood so bad. And I'm like, that triggered me because it's like, why are you saying that? I understand we're having a difference in opinion. But why would you say something that you know logically is not true? You know that I don't just want to be misunderstood. Why are you saying that? Like, that's what I don't understand about teenagers. They always got to get smart. They don't understand. I am in the business of being right. I'm your leader. I'm your mother. Like, what do you mean? I'm not supposed to like constantly be making mistakes and being flawed. Just like they always want to look for me to make a mistake because they so mad that I have to correct them all the time and they feel like I'm like badgering them and picking at them. That's another thing. That's another theme song that they got going on. You're picking, you're being mean. Like, listen to me, you little creature. You think that I don't have enough going on around here that I don't want to have to constantly be on your ass about this? Like, we have the same discussions every single day. Let me tell you the same things we've been talking about for 3 years. 3 years. Okay. Can you please close the back door when you come in? This is what they do. They do hang time. Huh? 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 Yeah, uh-huh. Door's still open. Flies coming in and out just because I asked y'all to close the door. 3 years, every day. Okay. What's the other one? Can you please wipe off the counter because y'all always leave water when you pour the water on the little Brita filter. There's always water on the table, water on the floor. Every night, every morning, water on the table, water on the floor. They make peanut butter jelly sandwiches at night. Do you think they wipe the crumbs up? No, no. How many times a day do you use a counter? You use the counter, you make a meal, and you don't wipe off the counter? But I'm being petty because I bring it up. Okay, fine. Here's another one. In the shower, you're washing your hair. We all got ethnic hair up in here. I know you see them little spirals on the wall. I see them. There's one there, one there. How is there hair on the ceiling? It drives me nuts. I have a scrubby in the shower. I have bleach spray in the shower. Every time I get in the shower, I'm in there cleaning. Yeah, and they were cracking on me the other day. And that's another thing. They love to crack on me for doing logical things. They crack on me for cleaning all the time. They're like, you be cleaning like somebody pay you to clean. I'll be like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. They always cracking on me, yo. And it's like the same things over and over. So this week, I was fed up. I was fed up with my teenagers. I was so stressed. I'm going to cut my finger off. I was cut my fucking finger off. Stressing about them kids. Because in my head, I kept playing scenarios about cussing them out. Because I didn't want to cuss them out in real life. And I was just so stressed out. And I was just feeling bad. And I was saying to God, I was like, I'm sorry. I did not mean to be cussing these kids out in my head. I'm just stressed out. And I was like, I feel like I got to pay a penance. And then boom, I cut my finger. I was like, oh my God. So then my son walked in there. He's like, how did you do that? What were you thinking about? And I was like, told him, and he was like, you subconsciously did that. You like punished yourself subconsciously for no reason. It's cool. Like, don't be coming in here all Pisces like you Jesus being all calming me down. I want to be mad at you because you doing the same stuff every day. Like, it irks me because my kids, they look like bigger versions of their smaller selves. So now they're doing this thing. When I get on the boys about anything, now their response is, I'm sorry. And I'm like, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop with the eyes. Stop with the eyes. Don't come over here rubbing my back and giving me a hug. No, 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 no. Stop apologizing to me. I want to see change behavior. I'm not baking for y'all no more. And what did I do today? Made a guilt cake. Carrot cake. Vegan carrot cake. They were driving me insane. I have nerve damage up here from a car accident. I can barely move my arm because when I am stressed out, all of my injuries from that car accident like flare up. My doctor out in Frederick, shout out to Dr. Peppers, he said that, because I asked him straight up, because I was on a lot of pain pills, all types of stuff. Excuse me. Which is how I ended up being a drug addict for the longest time. Getting into a car accident, getting on pain pills, and getting on stronger pain pills, and getting on even stronger pain pills, and then getting cut off in them pain pills, and then being married to somebody that was selling heroin, and then starting to do that, and then starting to do crack, and then coke, and then 10 years later, rehab. So when I'm really stressed out, all of my injuries from that car accident start to flare up. So I asked Dr. Peppers, I was like, yo, so after a year and a half, 2 years of being on the medication, because I didn't even know I had like a pill addiction. I was taking, what is it? I don't know, whatever. But I ended up taking OxyContin. They were giving me like 80 milligram OxyContin. And we went on vacation, me, my husband, and the kids one weekend, but I had left my meds. This was like 3 months into being on this pain medication, right? So I got real sick, like I had the flu, whatever. So I told my doctor that a few weeks later when I went to go get my refill. He was like, oh yeah, you were going through withdrawal. So now at this point, you're physically addicted. And he gave me more pills. It was insane. It was insane. That was such a dark time in my life. So yeah. Now, yeah, so I had asked him, what's going on? Because it doesn't seem to be getting any better. And he was like, well, with the damage that you had, pinched nerve, all of that, time. It may get better, it may not. It may work itself out, it may get worse. It's just going to take time. So I'm like, am I supposed to be on pain pills for the rest of my life? He was like, basically. And I was like, no. So I ended up weaning myself off. Then I got onto street drugs later on, and then I had to go to rehab. In between all of that, I lost custody of my kid for 8 years because I became like a hardcore drug addict. Yeah, all that. Just all from a car accident, even though we had been on drugs before then and then off, but that was what did it, like prescription drugs, which was like crazy. But I honestly believe that the gateway drug is definitely alcohol because it's so socially acceptable. The first time I had a drink was a pina colada that I made for my adopted mom when I was like, I want to say 5, but no one's going to believe me, but I was really, really grown. I'll say 8 to make everyone feel comfortable. I was definitely 5. So, because I was always really intelligent. I was doing everything. I was adopted, so I was kind of like Cinderella in real life and just would always be serving them, cleaning the house and cooking and stuff like that. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am right now. Just used to being by myself and cleaning and cooking because that's how I was raised. Basically as a slave to the people that adopted me, just to get married to a man who treated me the same way for 20 years. So that's why I be happy as hell in my little apartment with my little indoor garden with my little kids, because I'm so happy to have my freedom, my little Masters of Fate music, my little record company, got my little music and everything. Like, I've went through so much to get to where I'm at, and I've hardly even started. The little pieces of songs I got online, so much has been taken from me. Like, 2 of my songs got taken down from Spotify. Why? Because I hired someone that pretended to work for Spotify, pretended he was a Spotify playlist curator. He was not. And whatever technology that he used to boost my music on Spotify violated the terms of service with me and TuneCore, who is my distributor, and they took 2 of my songs down, one which had nothing to do with it. So it's cool, I can upload it, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, had my house taken from me, cars, everything. It don't matter. I'm here, and I'm happy as hell and grateful, and that's why I don't have no problem like dealing with the bullshit that I deal with online. And that's another reason why I was really stressed out this week, because it's like, I hate being attacked in my own home. It's like, can we just disagree and come to a logical, like, consensus and just walk away and dap it up? Why do we have to get to the yelling at each other? And why? I just wish I'm gonna put it on me. Maybe I need to find a way to course correct my kids so that they don't feel defensive, so that they have to say slick shit out their mouth that's like attacking my character. Because me just saying I won't get triggered by the stuff that they say is bullshit. Because these kids are whole ass me. Okay, it's as if I did this to myself and just ripped myself into 6 different pieces, and 3 of them are here and they are exactly like me and nothing like me and exactly like me and their father, like exactly like all the irkiest and the best parts of their dad in are in them, and a lot of me is in them, and then they have their own individuality, and then they have like what is God inside of them. So they're amazing and I love them. But I didn't sign up to be a single mom. I was married for 20 years, 6 kids. After I got out of rehab and he got out of rehab, we ended up getting a divorce. I never saw that happening. But keep it a buck, I was a single mom even inside my marriage for a very long time, because that's just what it was. He was very traditional. He's just like, holler at me when they get old enough to make money with me. Whatever. So he's dead now. He died almost exactly a year after the divorce. And so now I just don't want to do anything but just be in my house and just create and just heal, because I don't have the capacity to deal with people. And that's it's just like, even online, like the things that people say to me are just so dumb. And I don't get that many ridiculous comments anymore, honestly. I think maybe the longer that you're on YouTube and the longer you post and engage and the more data that the algorithm has to collect on you and get to know maybe you, and they send you to people who are more receptive to what you're saying, and then you don't get so many racist or like religiously zealous comments, because that's what it is. It's usually males that are not ethnic being racist about like my tattoos. Oh, or anybody that's not ethnic being racist about my tattoos. Most ethnic people don't say nothing about tattoos because it's spiritual. Like, come on, I don't have no clown ass tattoos. Like, get real. And if you really watch my channel, you would know that everything I do has to do with healing. Like, how do you not know the meaning behind tattoos? Like, people be trying to act dumb. Like, what are you doing with your hair? Like, girl, you've seen natural hair before. You've seen a scarf before. Like, don't be coming up to me asking me questions. People try to act brand new. You're not brand new. You've been on this earth for a while. Like, we all know what tattoos mean. We can all look at a clown-ass tattoo and know, oh, you were drunk and just got a tattoo. Or, oh, this is obviously something that is deeply meaningful. Like, we all can feel energy. You just be trying to act slow so you can get smart and offend people. And I don't like that, because I don't do that. People who may get offended by me because they don't like what I say or I trigger something in them, or they just don't like me, that's cool. But, like, to go out the way to just, like, make someone feel bad about themselves, I don't like that. And that's happened to me a lot. A lot in my life. My whole life. Being bullied and stuff. So it's like, this is my job. It's also my passion. But this is my job. Well, my passion is my family and then music first. And then this, expression and connecting. This is also art. I love you, fat man. I love my turtle. Turtles are not slow. First of all, he books it through the house. And he gets into just as much as the cat does. And they are in love with each other. They take naps together. She be smacking them around and stuff. Oh, my God. But, yeah. Not been dealing with stress well at all. And I know better. But I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do. I have not been fortifying myself, waking up, doing my deep breathing, calling my energy back to me. Haven't done that in like 2 weeks. And I know better. And it's like, girl, why? Why are you just waking up and not doing what you're supposed to do? Because I feel overwhelmed. And that's no excuse, but that's just what it is. And it's so easy for me to just watch YouTube. That's my escape. I guess that's my new drug, because that's what helps me not implode, because I'm repeating myself to conscious adults every single day about the same stuff. I'm being picked on just for being myself in my own home. Okay. Then I've got my own internal struggles that I'm dealing with. All right. Then I've got the people that I have to deal with, online. Then I've got to deal with whatever mental health stuff they got going on. So it's like, exhausted. Then I got to, deal with my ancestors and hope that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for God, and just constantly feeling like I'm not enough and having to combat those feelings of not loneliness, because I'm actually physically alone in my room, in my home, almost all the time. Alone in, like, am I talking to myself? Is it not hard to just close the shower curtain, clean up your hair, wipe off the counter, and keep the damn floor closed? It's like hell, because it's like, redundant. And I keep trying all these different exercises. Well, we're not going to get triggered by it. But the only thing that works is if I wake up, call my energy back to me, acknowledge God and say thank you, and do my deep breathing exercises. If I don't deep breathe, I'm just like triggered, skittish, antsy all day. And I just can't do antidepressants. I have to do the work. I have to do the work. I'm so the more spiritually sensitive I become and the stronger my gifts become and the more I tap into like being psychic or just being able to perceive things, the more I can't stand to be around people. I cannot do it. I can't be around bad smells. I can't be around loud noises or like a whole lot of bright light. I just can't. And I get drained. I get exhausted. I get tired. I get fed up, bro. And I know I'm not doing the work. My fault. My fault. I'm so ashamed that I got into an argument with my teenagers because I thought I was past that, and I hate that about this healing process. When you feel like you passed the point and then you revisit it, because the universe always going, everything season cycle, cyclical, yes. You're always going to keep revisiting the same thing, and so you can find deeper levels of healing in it and more lessons from it. But just, I trick myself every time into thinking that, hey, gold star, we've accomplished that. Never going to cuss out my kid again, ever. And then 3 months later, blah 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 with the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm an old version of myself, and I literally wanted to lock myself away. I'm like, you need to lock yourself away. You are a monster. You are yelling at this child, and is it just yeah? Okay, fine, yeah, okay. Maybe it was justified, maybe it wasn't. Yes, you're repeating yourself over and over again. Yes, they got smart with you, but it's like this is still a human being. That's your little baby at the end of the day. You can't just go around screaming at people. So now you're feeling like a bad mom. You feel like you're failing God. Now you're cutting off your fingers and burning your fingers and cooking all this food because you feel bad. I hate like I'm feeling God, failing God, you know? But whatever, I had a bad week. We're not going to sit and, oh my God, I should have. It was just a dark night of the soul. Birdie, what are you doing? First, it's the cat. Now it's you. I'll show you what you're doing. How you flip this? What are you doing? Come from over there, please. Yeah. Either way, haven't been doing the work. Very disappointed in myself. It was a crappy week. Crappy week. Yay! But it's Scorpio season. So my birthday is November 13th, which is what? A Wednesday, yeah. My birthday was usually on a Wednesday growing up. But I was born on Friday the 13th. My mouth is so dry. How is it hot and cold at the same time? But you had to come on here and tell you how I showed my ass 3 days ago. But of course, we made up. My kid, like, it doesn't even matter how much of an argument it is. 15 minutes later, they're fine. But like me in that moment, I felt very much my mental health diagnosis. I felt so out of control and so overwhelmed, and I didn't like that. And I was so frustrated that I didn't even want to. There was a moment where I didn't even want to talk to God about it because I was ashamed, I was upset, and I was just over it. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I know I messed up, and it's like I don't even want to. I don't want to apologize. I don't want to. I don't even want to have a thought in my head. But I guess I have to allow myself to be overwhelmed sometimes and not feel guilty about it. I've never felt more like a single mom than I have lately, but you know, I have to keep it. What I did decide I was going to do, and I told my daughter, because I was like, it was insane how many hours I spent in my head cussing y'all out, and that is so unhealthy. And I should have filled that space with prayer. So that's what I do. If I feel like totally lost in my mind and my mind is just not doing what I wanted to do, I'm just going to fill it up with prayer and just be like, well, thank you. Because you know what? I always think about what if your kid wasn't here? Because when I get upset with them in my head, it's like a little scene from a Hallmark movie plays in my mind. about a mom who had lost her kids and was having flashbacks of how much she wasted time being angry at them. And I think about that and I'm like, let me just be grateful that I even have kids to get on my nerves right now. Because it could not be so. I'll be trying, yo. These kids are so hard headed in their mouth, and I can't even say nothing because they get it from me. And it's not like they're disrespectful, but it just like sometimes things that they say really do rub me the wrong way, and I just be like, why are you saying that? Because it's just all the extra. I just, why are you wasting your energy? And it's like, my thing is, you know what I've been through. You know what it is with me. You know I don't want no smoke. You know that I'm struggling most of the time. Just shut the hell up. Do what the hell you supposed to do and leave me alone. Like, honestly, you got it really good here. You don't have to do much, but be pretty. And keep your room clean. Honestly, take the trash out. Leave me alone. What's with all the extra? I'm exhausted. You know? And it's affecting my work because just not choking them this week has pushed me to a place where I'm like, I just don't have it in me to work. And you know what? I'm about to just start accepting that as part of this healing process. Because it's like, okay, if I'm on a healing process of being an addict and the accidents, all the physical stuff and the mental stuff and the spiritual stuff, I need to treat myself like, I don't know, I got jumped by a gang of 30 people. And each one of them people represents the trauma that I am recovering from. How long do you think that would take? If you got your ass beat with belts and trash can lids by like 30 people, how long would it take you to recover from that? And that's how I need to look at it because that's what it's given. I feel emotionally and spiritually like I got my ass beat by 30 people. That's trash can lids. But in those spaces where I don't, why are you pacing? You hungry? He's hungry. He's been sneaking in the cat's food. And that's what it's like. It's never going to stop. Our family's just going to get bigger. We're just going to get more animals. We're just going to get more space. We're just going to get bigger. Our businesses are going to grow. We're going to meet more people. Our community's going to grow. So I've got to learn how to deal with this stuff. And stop getting frustrated if I feel like I'm taking a step back. Maybe it's not so much as you taking a step back as you got tested and maybe you got a B, whereas last time maybe you got an A, but this time it was the same test, different answers, from the same questions formed differently. We're looking for you to have, solutions other than overreacting. Because I'm well trained, like you know what you're supposed to do. Wake up, call your energy back, give grace to God, and deep breathe, and you'll have a better day. Like, why is that hard? My brain fails me sometimes, but I'm trying. I can honestly say, for once in my life, I really am trying my hardest. But that was my week. I didn't work on a book. I didn't read much. Oh. I did read out of this book, though. This is Judah's book. The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. I'm on the beginning where it's like given the history of Japan, which I did not know it was so steeped in bloodshed from internal war and struggle for power and land. Didn't know that. Yeah, yo. Because now they're known for being so like peaceful and uniform. Well, very controlling, but like very zen. But I guess everybody has a history in violence maybe on this planet. So nobody really needs to point fingers. We all dirty in some way. I'm just trying to clean my stuff up. But I do feel better. I got out there and I transplanted my mini pepper plants finally. And I got rid of all the springtails. I broke down my coco coir. I transplanted everything. Only 2 of my tomato plants survived because I overwatered them. But now I'm more confident. The coco coir takes a while. They're coconut husks. That's what I'm using as substrate for my indoor garden. I've got I've got like 10 lemon tree seedlings, 2 tomato plants that are like this big, and then I got hella banana. No, they're not banana peppers. They're mini pepper plants. Yeah, so I'm hoping they survive. I feel more confident now. I know more what I'm doing. And if you need to get rid of springtails or mites, you can do peroxide and water. But don't do what I did and do half peroxide, half water. You need like 1 part water to 4 parts peroxide to kill all them little everything. You know? So yeah, that worked. Because I did not want to have to use neem oil because it's hella expensive, bro. And I'm on a budget, because I have goals and we have stuff to do. We got to reinvest in these businesses that we have going on. That's why I homeschooled my kids so that they could follow their passions. And now all of them have their own businesses. Obsidian. I've been working with this for the past 2 days. This kind of brought me out of my funk, honestly. So next week, I have high hopes in November. November is a good month for prosperity. It's always been a very lucky month for me. The end of the year has always been really good for me, and that's probably because I got my baby girl at the end of the year. Her birthday's at the end of December, so you know, just getting everything ready to make sure she has everything that she wants for her birthday. I'm not really into celebrating my birthday. I've messed up so much. Ooh, just Jazzy just dropped the video. I was waiting for her to drop a video. I don't really celebrate my birthday all like that. The kids are gonna like make me food. I like that. I like to just sit around and eat. They're like, you wanna go do something? I'm like, no, I just wanna chill and sleep. Chill with y'all, watch a movie or something. I have everything I want. I just wanted my kids. I have my freedom. I got my kids. I got my place. I got my plants. I got my animals. Like, I'm straight, y'all. I got my mentals. Like, I'm good. I'm just looking forward to building my business. I'm almost fully monetized. I'm very excited about finishing my projects, the music, the books. It's almost time to shoot my music video for No Fear. So Judah's been working so hard. And next year, I'm getting the rest of my studio equipment so that I can record myself. And looking to learn how to mix on down my own vocals so I don't have to keep sending it down south at 250 a pop. Like, that is expensive. And I want to be able to wake up and have my own studio again. I used to have that, but it was my husband. But now it's my time. Masters of Fake Music is going to be a competitor production company out here because there's only one other place out here that really records people. And my ex-husband, all he did was charge $10 less than the competitors, and he got so many people in his studio. And I know so many people out here. I could get 5 clients right now. So if I can spend a year really learning how to do this, then I can really make this what I started out to build with my ex. But he got caught up in the Matrix show, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to be over here while everybody else over here. So whatever happens this week, you know, let's all just keep it together. I hope this dark night of the soul is over. New moons are hard, but this full moon, I'll be very excited to close this cycle out and start a new one. And I don't want to get to that place again, but I'm not going to kid myself into thinking that I'm not going to have any more cloudy days. I'm tired of doing that because it just makes it so much more disappointing when you have a low day and a day that's not good, and you're like, I thought we were over this. Maybe we'll never be over this, you know, but I'd like to be past the. I don't feel like I'm so easily triggered, but it feels like I'm so easily triggered. The fact that I'm triggered at all by my own family just existing to me is ridiculous, and I get to have a mental health condition, but like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And even though it is a factor, to verbalize that to your family sometimes may be taken as an excuse. And even though you're saying it so that you can like set a firm boundary, if they're triggered when you say it, they may turn it around and make it seem like you're using that as an excuse, yo. And now you're like doubly frustrated, and then it gets to a place where I don't even want to talk because no matter what I say, it's gonna be twisted into something it's not, and I don't want my character attacked. I don't want to be mocked. I don't want to be misunderstood. So I'm just not gonna say nothing. And even in silence, it's a problem because now you're mean or now you're indifferent or whatever. However they're gonna interpret that, when really my silence is just feel defeated. But you know, this is just part of growing up. Everything is good. Oh, something else that helps that I read this week. Just being centered in the now. Everything is fine. I was doing that too. What they said, even told us this in therapy. about your senses. What do you smell? What do you feel? How does your body feel? You know? And I'll just like go through my whole body and just like wiggle my toes and like, move around my legs and my hips and go like this and like go like this and all that. And then I'll just take a deep breath and I'll just move around and I'll just be like, I am here. And I'll just think about God and I'll look around my room and I'll be like, we built this, we here, I'm here. Like everything is fine. Like my bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? Like dinner is made. Like house is clean. Like girl, you're fine. You bugging the fuck out, chill the fuck out. And I'll just be like, and we're calm and we're here. Like I really be like that in my head. It's crazy, but that's what I have to do. But this week I really had to take a look at myself and be like, yep, you're insane. You are dangerous when you don't calm down. I did not like seeing that side of myself, but it showed me how important it is to do the work. Because, baby, I was finna go to jail. And it's like, girl, what? No. Get it together. So I need a lot more work. I'm glad that I'm in therapy. I'm glad that I have outlets. But I have to hold myself more accountable. So in the spirit of my birthday coming up, it's just grow up, girl. You know, that's the best I can do. If you're interested in vegan cooking or me in the studio, a story about my life called Blue Girl Wrapped in Brown. What else? Indoor gardening, mental health, and spirituality. I have videos, I have playlists about videos of all of these things. And if you want to check out my music, it's available on all music streaming platforms worldwide under my artist name, The Fury of Abyss. Honestly, all I have to do is re-upload those two other songs back to TuneCore, but I'm gonna hold off because honestly, I'm tight with them, yo. Like, first of all, I emailed them twice. They're like, "Oh, if you want to talk to us about us taking your music down, just send us an email. We get right back to you." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The only reason I know all I got to do is re-upload it is because I did some deep diving. Meaning, I just looked on their website and found out. Well, like a month later, because I was waiting for them to email me, and they didn't get back to me, so I finally found it. It was on their email. They were like, all takedowns are permanent. You are going to have to re-upload it at whatever cost and maybe pay a fee if your stuff been taken down. And that's just how we deal with it. It was like a blanket statement. Like, no special treatment. Bomb. You messed up. I was like, dang, yo, you couldn't have just sent me, like, a robot email that said, like, gave me a link to that or something. You was just going to me sit there and stew in my stress and confusion. Luckily, I had done my deep breathing exercises that day when I got the email that they had taken my music down. And it's not even funny. I had literally just started doing my deep breathing exercise. And when I tell you, if that would have happened to me any other day, I'm sitting there, I'm chilling, I get an email. Thank you for being a TuneCore client. We regret to inform you that we have taken down your brand new release that cost you $375 to produce because you did some dumb shit and hired a motherfucker that wasn't who he said he was. What? What? And I took it real calm, real cute, like, okay. Never would have done that before. So the lesson is, girl, wake up and do your breathing exercises. And then you won't have a miserable week. And cut the end of your finger off and be stressing and in pain. I love you. Catch you in the next episode. Thanks.